Hey everybody, it's CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment in Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm going to take these glasses off. I view my screen a little better without my glasses. It's so weird. Uh, I don't know. I'm still not exactly certain they did right by these glasses, but whatever. I'll wear them to my next eye appointment and we'll see what's up. Okay, so I'm really kind of really digging what's going on. I feel like um, the atmosphere is looking good. Um, one or two small touches into the atmosphere, and I will be done with that. That's really not going to require too much because of the way that I took in this painting. The way I initially started, if you go back uh, and look at when I first started, I alternated between blue. Uh, and the titanium white and just put various layers of the blues and whites where I wanted them to go with different intensities. And the reason why I was doing that, because when I wanted to get into playing with some clouds here, that what I wanted to do was I wanted there to be that foundation already set onto the canvas. Much of what was here, because of the work that I did in the brushwork early on with the canvas, much of that was already done for me. And so I only needed to worry about putting in some cloud here, maybe a speck up there. I don't quite remember. Some work here. I think most of this was pretty much already done. I just needed to really come in there and like give a little balance with it. There's not that much to do with that atmosphere. I do feel like what I want to do is I want to come in and put in some negative space, some buildings here, but then there's going to be a big, there's going to be something in the foreground that's going to come over to a lot of this. It's going to be in front of a lot of this, and how much do I really need to go in and put detail that's going to be covered up by the foreground anyway. uh, a lot of the work that I do when I'm doing paintings, a lot of the work I do, uh, it's like I know it's there, and the people who have watched some of the video will probably know that it's there, but by the end of it, it's not actually going to be visible in the finished work. But the detail that I go into creating this little world when I make a painting, I'm making a little world that I go into. I really go in and populate the painting mentally for a while. It becomes part of. And this one's particularly easy because a lot of it is inspired by my view of Shreveport, Louisiana. So, but yeah, I got to provide a little bit more balance, a little bit more couple of low rises, mid to low rises here, and then see where we're going with it. This is still in the stage of becoming some of the buildings, but I've actually gotten to a place where I've kind of been satisfied here with this main foreground. There's still a flatness right here on this one, but I feel like in the long run that's ultimately not going to matter. The reason why it looks flat is because it's compared to some of the faux brickwork that I have laid right there. So my building that I live in is very textured on the outside to break up the solidity of a wall, but there are some solidity. There are some parts that look like solidness, and I feel like what I've done is I've created another, like, here's what I'm looking at on this side, and then it's kind of folds up this way and kind of goes in that way, and it is kind of a skewed. It's not a clear vision. It's not a clear view. It's a bit warped, as if you're looking through a distortion of a lens. And there's a reason for that also that's going to come later on. During closer to the completion of the painting, you'll see what I'm getting at. Okay, Um, and I'd said that I do post a lot when I'm painting, and that's why I took a break. Oh, one of the things I want to talk about, not even so much this painting, something else that I've taken a break from talking about, but I do a keto diet. And the keto diet that I had today, I have scarcely, I had lunch, which was about 3 strips left over from a skirt steak, a Romanian tenderloin, in a light barbecue sauce. Hardly any carbs at all. I did have a health bar about 2 o'clock, give or take ish, but around 2 ish. And that health bar had about 8 grams of net carbs. You don't count the fiber. You don't count any sort of. There are certain carbs that you count as your net carbs. Those are the ones that you want to not go over 50 carbs with. So that's cool. And then because any sort of dietary fiber really, really helps with digestion, you don't absorb that into your body. It doesn't provide nutrition to your body. It actually helps move waste out of the body, which is good. And then I realized when I get a little hungry, I can snack on a handful of like unsweetened, unsalted mixed nuts. Something else that I can do when I get a little bit packaged is I can pick up something that I did not too long ago. I'm waiting to eat, but I was cooking the chicken wings that I'm going to have, but I felt hungry. And so what I did was I just grabbed, just a little pinch of a couple of Gorgonzola or Stilton or whatever type of blue cheese that you like. But if it's a blue cheese, some kind of cheese that's got like a really strong, powerful flavor, just a couple of pinches of that uh, on the palate, and let it sit on the palate and dissolve in the mouth. And 2 or 3 minutes, you've got a mouthful of flavor. And what's happening with that taste of blue cheese is that your mouth, your palate, your taste buds, they're no longer craving or hungry anymore. And I just came in from a gym. I spent probably about 2.5 hours with my buddy. We went to our workout and everything like that. So I wasn't even like hungry or anything like that. I wasn't legitimately hungry. I was just craving a treat or a reward for a good workout. See, the mentality of it, I wanted to reward myself for something done well. So instead of grabbing something sugary, which I really don't keep things sugary around the house, um, I did decide to treat myself with some chicken wings, and so which are my favorite. And they're that's not really a treat, but I enjoy them so much that even though I live on them most of the time, they're a treat. So to moi. So that's what I'm gonna have. But yeah, to tame my mouth was like, hey, I want food. I took a couple of pinches of that Gorgonzola uh, crumble and ate that. Probably about probably in probably like an eighth of a teaspoon worth. That's all it takes. That's a really strong flavor. I enjoy that. I enjoy putting some of that on anything and everything anyway. I'll probably have some with the chicken wings that I'm going to have, which are the pecan and flavored encrusted chicken wings. It's like a chicken wing, but it's got like a almond, not, it's got pecan flavor in the chicken wing, probably from ground up pecan or probably from pecan extract or whatever. I don't know. But I enjoy it. And I'm enjoying the serenity that comes with creating a painting like this. And and as I've talked, and there's been some things going on with my playlist, I have probably one of the most diverse playlists of anybody that I know. There will be samples on there from country music. There will be bits of new age music. There's going to be anything that's anything that's not probably front and center on the current top 40. It's that's going to end up on my playlist. And anything else that's like currently top 40, I'm going to hear that as soon as I step outside of the door. So I don't really worry about putting those on the playlist. Anyway, yeah. I'm still sticking with my diet, still sticking with my health plan. That's really good. Some time ago, a few years ago, I lost not the most huge amount of weight that I've ever seen someone lose, but I lost enough weight that I went from having symptoms of diabetes type 2 to zero diabetic symptoms, and I did it without medication. Now, the story of this, they gave me a prescription for some sort of glucophage or something like that, and I went into the pharmacy, and the pharmacy took a look at what was prescribed. You know, the things to test my sugar, the meters and the strips and all this kind of stuff, and they swore up and down. This was a where was it? Where did I go? It was CVS Pharmacy here in town. CVS, uh, the one on Kings Highway and Uri Drive, and they just would not fill the prescription with the insurance that I had, saying that it was over the counter and this and blah, blah, blah. And it was no, it actually was covered, and because it was written as a prescription, it most certainly was covered by my insurance. It was these guys. It was. I guess it was a. Each year the insurance rules kind of change. Uh, and they didn't quite realize. But anyway, yeah, everything was covered, and so I went home and I made a phone call to the insurance company, and I talked about it, and they were like, "Yes, it is covered, but you call us, and we send all these things to you. We have a division that deals with diabetic meds and services and equipment, and so you don't have to get those from the pharmacy, but." Because of that, I never got the glucophage filled. So all the weight loss and all the reversing of the diabetic symptoms, diabetic type 2 symptoms, all that uh, I was able to do with exercise change and diet change. And the biggest tip that I could tell you, if you're wanting to reduce weight and it takes 2 or 3 days, maybe a week to totally really commit to this particular change from a soda that you enjoy, that soda, change from that soda, that sugary soda drink, change from that to a 0 calorie soda. If you do enjoy soda, and I enjoy the acidity of a good soda. More than anything, that nice acidity that hits my palate makes me, I don't know why, but that's the part of it that's addicted to me. Even if I went with the zero caffeine, and I've done a zero caffeine, although most of the time I don't mind the caffeine, but definitely a zero sugar. I went to a Coke Zero, or I like to call it Coke Z. But and in the absence of a Coke Z, I can do a Diet Coke, which also has uh, zero sugar. I just enjoy the flavor of the aspartame versus the saccharin. Saccharin has a slight aftertaste. I don't think that Coke Z has that for me, but they're both close enough in flavor that I can work. And if it's not Coca Cola, then they have those in all the brands, you know. Uh, but if you can reduce the sugar intake in the drink, what do we do when we're not drinking, acidic sodas? Then what's the next thing? Sweet tea. Okay, well, change from sweet tea and start drinking unsweet tea. It takes the palate time to get used to that. And at first, maybe it's not enjoyable. Um, give yourself a week. Give yourself time to train your taste buds away from it. I promise you, you will be like, oh wow. At this point, I'm not missing the flavor or the taste of the sugar that much. If you were to give me a regular, original Coca Cola, uh, the taste of it, I've done this. The taste of it today is too sugary for me. It's too sweet for me. Um, and that's not something I ever thought would happen. Hey, Ziggy, shuffle CJ's playlist. My Amazon playlist is CJ.
Shuffling the playlist. CJ's on Amazon Music.
You know, I tried to sign up with that Sirius XM for streaming. I don't drive. Um, and I was with them for at least 7 days. I gave them at least a week to work out uh, the issues, but they could never figure out how to play it. And I tried to play it on this phone. I tried to play it on uh, Fire Stick. I tried to play it on another cell phone. I tried to play it on a tablet. They could never figure out how to make it work. And I eventually had to tell them, hey, just return the money. I mean, it's not working. If you ever work out your bugs, and they did say that they had this bug where it was looking like, I don't know, whatever. I was like, if you ever work it out, get in touch with me, and yes, I will try you out again. But yeah, you know. Okay. Like I said, this painting, just to close it, there is a reason why the lines are blurry. For one thing, I was using a large brush, and I was intending to have uh, lines that look a little curved, and lines that should be straight. They should be a little blurred and a little curvy here. There's a reason for that, and I'm so excited, and I'm getting closer and closer to the finish on this one, and I'm so excited. And it's going to go right up here on my wall, and it's going to look like that, except the daytime. This is there, like when I look from this distance and I look outside, I could see some lights and everything at nighttime, but not necessarily a lot of definition. But in the daytime, I can see more definition, especially when I walk over and stick my face directly up to the window. Check it out. So I'm so excited that this vision is coming together in a way that I feel comfortable with. Okay, so I love you guys. Peace, love, and light. I'm going to eat chicken wings. Bon appetit. Good night.